mouse yang bergerak ni mouse apa?
Mouse.
Oh, aku punya mouse ni.
Menyemak tadi.
Tak, tadi dia macam duduk dalam skrin ni. Dia dalam itu.
Ni kot. Mouse ni kot. Sebab dia keluar kat YouTube kan? Tapi
Tak boleh di aku lah.
Rasanya tak lah.
sebab itu tengah keluar tu starting kan? Starting ni. Then buang ni apa?
Bunga lah, pasal tak keluar. Sebab aku punya
Kau
mouse
dah pin
ni.
kan?
Oh, dia pin tak?
Apa dia?
Dekat Zoom.
So aku pin.
Betul, pin yang starting.
Okey.
Aku tekan ni.
Oh, dah pin dah ni. Gitu kan. Dah pin dah ni. Tak join audio tak perlu. Yang boleh join audio lah.
Tapi aku join takut mengganggu lah nanti. So masa ni macam tu lah. Aku go live kan. So kalau aku buat benda-benda lain dia akan keluar sini macam mana? Aku ni kan. So macam ni. Aku gerak-gerak aku punya skrin ke apa. Adakah dia akan keluar dekat dalam YouTube stream yang orang tengok? Oh, main aku tadi kacau apa?
Hello? Hello? Ya Allah. Sekejap, sorry. Hello? Ya? Apa dia? Oh, ya ke? Alright. Nama apa? Izzy Ahmad? Yang mana? Akaun mana? Oh, ya ke? Oh, okay, alright. Okay. Ada dengar ni tak? Ada dengar music tak? Okay. Ya. Aku punya mic off. Please link saja. Kat YouTube tu dengar suara kita ni. Aku punya mic.
Tukarin ni.
Siapa tu kontak tu?
Syat.
Ni ke?
Dalam Zoom.
Jangan dia.
Cannot hear, yeah? You cannot hear what what's the speaker talking about.
Assalamualaikum.
Okay, okay.
Suara clear tak?
Dengar dah, dengar. Thank you.
Gambar okey?
Oh, gambar pun okay, thank you.
Okey. Saya mute dulu
Gambar okey, nanti kasih
Okey, dah.
Okay. Hello.
Tadi dah.
Testing.
So should I off it?
Off. Yes, please off.
Letak buat immediate, kita dah ambil ikut.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I hope that the audio is now functioning well, inshallah. I apologize on behalf of the ICOM committee because of the troubleshooting and also the technical difficulty. Before we start, allow me to remind on a few housekeeping announcements. First and foremost, I hope that everyone would switch or turn your mic in the mute mode. And at the same time, your ID for Zoom, could you please change it to your name followed by your institution. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Welcome to the International Conference on Malay Medical Manuscripts, ICOM 2020. There's technical error with the audio. Can the participants clearly hear my voice?
Yes, we can.
Okay. All right. So thank you. Honorable Professor Emeritus Tan Sri Dato' Zulkifli Abdul Razak, the Rector of the International Islamic University Malaysia, the Campus Director of IIUM Kuantan, Professor Dr. Kamaruzaman Yunus, Deputy Campus Directors, Dean of Kuliah of Allied Health Sciences, Professor Dr. Suzana Abdul Rahman, Dean and Directors of Kuliah, Centers, Division, Institutes and Offices, ICOM 2020 Chairman, Assistant Professor Dr. Intan Azura Binti Syahdan, keynote speakers, oral presenters, participants, brothers and sisters. Welcome to ICOM 2020 with this year's theme, Discovery, Innovation and Integration. This is the third series of ICOM. We started off in 2015, and at that time it was organized in Kuantan. The following ICOM 2018 was organized in Kuala Lumpur with collaboration with the Islamic Arts Museum. And who knew that in 2020, ICOM would be organized online, which means that the participants is over the world, alhamdulillah. So to begin our conference, let us begin with the recitation of a few verses from the Holy Quran, particularly the verse 42 until 51 from Surah Sad. And this will be recited by Sister Nurul Shahama Takia binti Nurul Najmi. With that, I welcome Sister Shahama.
ومثلهم معه رحمة منا وذكرى لأولي الألباب. وخذ بيدك ضغثا فاضرب به ولا تحنث إنا وجدناه صابرا إنا وجدناه صابرا نعم العبد إنه أواب إنا وجدناه صابرا نعم العبد إنه أواب واذكر عبادنا إبراهيم وإسحاق ويعقوب أولي الأيدي والأبصار إنا أخلصناه بخالصة ذكر الدار وإنهم عندنا لمن المصطفين الأخيار واذكر إسماعيل واليسع وذا الكفل وكل من الأخيار هذا ذكر وإن للمتقين لحسن مآب جنات عدن مفتحة لهم الأبواب متكئين فيها يدعون فيها متكئين فيها يدعون فيها كثيرة وشراب. صدق الله العظيم.
Okey, 1, 2.
Dengar suara.
Thank you, Sister Syahama. Sister Syahama is currently a third-year student studying Bachelor of Dietetics from the Kuliah of Allied Health Sciences, IIUM Kuantan. I will now invite Dr. Rizwanul Hakim bin Abdul Razak to lead us with the recitation of the dua. Please welcome Dr. Rizwan.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi taala wabarakatuh. Wa qala rabbukum ud'uni astajib lakum. A'udzu billahi minasyaitonir rajim. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahi rabbil alamin wassalatu wassalamu ala asyrafil anbiya'i wal mursalin wa ala alihi wa sahbihi wa barik wa sallim. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ala alihi wa sahbihi wa baraka wa sallam. Allahumma inna nas'aluka salamatan fid din wa afiyatan fil jasad wa ziyadatan fil 'ilm وبركة في الرزق وتوبة قبل الموت ورحمة عند الموت ومغفرة بعد الموت. اللهم حوّن علينا في سكرات الموت والنجاة من النار والعفو عند الحساب. اللهم اجعل جمعنا هذا جمعا مرحوما وتفرقنا من بعده تفرقا معصوما. اللهم إنك تعلم أن هذه القلوب قد اجتمعت على محبتك والتقت على طاعتك وتوحدت على دعوتك وتعاهدت على نصرة شريعتك، فوثق اللهم رابطتها وأدم ودها واهدها سبلها واملأها بنورك الذي لا يخبو واشرح صدورها بفيض الإيمان بك، إنك نعم المولى ونعم النصير. ربنا هب لنا من أزواجنا وذرياتنا قرة أعين وجعلنا للمتقين إماما. ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار. ربنا ظلمنا أنفسنا وإن لم تغفر لنا وترحمنا لنكونن من الخاسرين. وصلى الله على محمد وعلى آله وصحبه وبارك وسلم. سبحان ربك رب العزة عما يصفون وسلام على المرسلين والحمد لله رب العالمين.
Thank you, Dr. Rizwanul Hakim from the Kuliah of Nursing. Amin. May Allah grant us with barakah and blessings, and insyaAllah the whole 2-day program will run smoothly and all the participants will gain much wisdom and also blessings, insyaAllah. Ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, I would like to invite the chairman of ICOM 2020, Assistant Professor Dr. Intan Azura binti Syahdan, to deliver her welcoming remarks. Please welcome Dr. Intan.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahirabbil alamin wassalatu wassalamu ala asyrafil anbiya'i wal mursalin wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in. Rabbi shrah li sadri wa yassir li amri wahlul 'uqdatam min lisani yafqahu qawli. Honorable Rector of IIUM, Professor Emeritus Tan Sri Datuk Zulkifli Abdul Razak, Campus Director of IIUM Kuantan Campus, Professor Dr. Kamar Zaman Yunus, Deputy Campus Directors, our Dean of Kuliah of Allied Health Sciences, Professor Dr. Suzana Abdul Rahman, respected Deans and Directors of KCDIO from IIUM, our keynote speakers, all delegates of ICOM 2020, and all participants of ICOM 2020. Welcome to the International Conference on Malay Medical Manuscripts 2020. So this year's theme, Discovery, Innovation and Integration, is timely as we embrace the new norm amidst the COVID-19 pandemic. With every hardship and constraint, we are continuously being stimulated to discover many opportunities and venture into research in health and medical sciences. In ICOM, which we started in 2015, we always believe that rediscovering the Malay medicine from manuscripts and ancient practices give us the prospect to understand and appreciate the epistemology of medicine and remedies, from our ancestors. Learning from history ensures current and future generations are inspired by the Malay civilization and can take the lead to innovate and integrate the Malay medical knowledge with the conventional approach. I have no doubt that delegates will take part in thought-provoking and stimulating discussions. The assortment of topics is also sure to provide the delegates with a fascinating insight into the contents of Malay medical manuscripts to the modern world. In this ICOM, we have 5 sessions dedicated to discuss about health and medical sciences, the Malay manuscripts, the respiratory and reproduction problems. Thirdly is on from teeth to toxin and tumor. And then we have infectious diseases as well as materials and methods. The event could not have taken place without the support from our Rector, Professor Emeritus Tan Sri Dato' Zulkifli Abdul Razak, and our Faculty Dean, Professor Dr. Suzana Abdul Rahman. We are most grateful for the generous financial support from ICOP, ACE Holding Group, Pharma, and other co-sponsors. We are sure that every reader interested in looking for new drugs and new approaches to treating diseases will find this ICOM captivating and fruitful. Please enjoy. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Dr. Itan Azura. And now, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to cordially invite the Rector of International Islamic University Malaysia, Honorable Professor Emeritus Tan Sri Dato' Zulkifli Abdul Razak, for his opening speech and subsequently officiate ICOM 2020. Please welcome Tan Sri Zulkifli.
Terima kasih. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahirabbil alamin. Wassalatu wassalamu syafil anbiya mursalin wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in. La haula wala quwwata billah. Saudara pengurusi majlis pengarah kampus IIM Kuantan, Profesor Kamal Zaman Yunus, Dekan Kuliah Allied Health Sciences, Profesor Suzana, ahli-ahli lembaga kuliah, pengarah dan juga timbalan pengarah kampus. Ini bertambah menjadi lebih rancak bagi saya kerana kita melihat dalam keadaan yang ada sekarang ini tentang ilmu kesihatan. Ya, ilmu kesihatan adalah satu ilmu yang saya rasa penting untuk kita bergerak ke hadapan dalam keadaan COVID ini. Namun kalau kita tidak dapat menterjemahkannya dalam bahasa-bahasa yang boleh difahami oleh semua orang, khususnya umat Islam dan umat Melayu, kita akan ketinggalan dalam memanfaatkan ilmu yang ada. Oleh itu saya ingin berterima kasih kepada pihak penganjur yang telah menganjurkan ini pada kali ketiganya. Pada pertama tahun 2015, kemudian 2018 saya dapat menghadiri itu. Tetapi kali ini kita mengadakannya di kampus kita sendiri dalam kerangka untuk melihat apa yang dikatakan oleh Intan tadi, tema yang dikatakan discovery, innovation and integration, right? As you are all aware, the university is indeed very, very committed into finding new ways of expressing knowledge, not only to Malaysian but also globally. I think the business of this university is to take knowledge and reinterpret it in what we call Islamization of knowledge, not so much to convert people to Islam, but to give the perspective of Islam in all the knowledges that we have got around the world. So far, the world is dominated by a knowledge that is originatingly from the Western countries, and there is nothing wrong, but it is not complete in its own sense. And therefore, to look at knowledge from a new perspective, we need to find another framework, which I will call it WISE. WISE, to me, the knowledge must be wholesome or holistic. The knowledge must be inclusive. The knowledge must be sustainable. And the knowledge must also be equitable in the sense that everybody should be able to access that particular knowledge. This WISE, I think, is a framework that we are trying to promote throughout the world to replace what I call a weird sort of framework. The weird framework, W means westernized, or increasingly it is a white-based knowledge coming from the Europeans per se. It is also economically centric. Everything must be centered around economy. If there's no economic benefit, most people will not even attend to that knowledge, although the knowledge is useful. It is also industry-led. Half of the time, I think when we do research, we keep on asking which industry we're going to promote this. And sometimes we find the industry is not interested because there's no economic interest in this. And therefore, most of us will not be able to proceed because of the lack of funding and support from other parts of the industry. And the last one is about reputational base. Everything is done because we want to get a kind of reputation, be it in terms of publication, be it in terms of journal writing, be it in terms of awards of some sort. It is not the true search for knowledge's sake. There is a different sort of agenda behind it. And therefore, the whole knowledge structure becomes a very dehumanizing. In other words, people are not able to use those knowledge. It is only for us in the university to promote ourselves and to promote the kind of narrow knowledge that we are specializing in, so to speak. I think this framework will not work, and therefore we need to change this framework into what I call the WISE framework earlier. And indeed, this particular conference when you talk about discovery, innovation, and integration, means that we are moving away from the old paradigm of weird, I hope, into the paradigm of WISE, where we include everybody in the search for knowledge, particularly the indigenous population, particularly the traditional understanding of what knowledge is, because wisdom often resides in this particular sort of community where knowledge becomes part and parcel of their lifestyle. And therefore, I hope this particular conference can bring new perspective into what traditional manuscript, Malay medical manuscript, into the realm of the larger world to present it at a global platform. I'm indeed very pleased to see some of the work that has been done from the keynote summary that I've seen. I do understand we have got a lot of problems in terms of trying to bring this into the mainstream, but this university is committed to bring the Malay manuscript in particular into the mainstream so that it can be part and parcel of the knowledge within the university, among its community, and indeed in the practices that we are beginning to actually look forward when we talk about what is knowledge per se in the context of integration. So let me congratulate you in making this move so that other people will follow this footstep and also will support it, in particular those sponsors that you mentioned, Academy Jawi Malaysia, HICAM. These are very dedicated groups that I see that have been with us for a long time to come. I would like in particular to single out Associate Professor Effendi for taking this initiative. I think the first time I met him, we were talking about how to mainstream this, how to make this as part and parcel of the flagship of the university. And alhamdulillah, I've seen that now we have gone into the idea of making this part and parcel of the flagship university. Indeed, in July 2020, this year, this project was awarded the most innovative flagship of the university. In other words, we have made good progress. There are many more the things that we need to do, and I hope we can take this on in stride with the support of everybody else around the world. So on that note, let me thank you and let me thank the Kuliah, the Dean in particular, and members of the Kuliah that supports this initiative, and certainly Campus Kuantan as a whole, that this becomes one of those many things that we hope this university will be recognized for. In July this year, I'm sure you realize that the university has been recognized worldwide as a Sustainability Institution of the Year, and I hope this also will help us to put in this concept of sustainability. I saw your sustainable development goal on the screen as part and parcel of us moving into the global arena. Yeah, to talk about not just the manuscript per se, but also to tackle some of the major problems that the world is undergoing. For example, I see that the goal number 2, which is about hunger. Yeah, goal number 3 is about cleanliness and well-being, I think. Goal number 4 is about quality education, and I think also about community and so on and so forth. These are all the goals that need to be connected to the project that you do, so that there is a direct relevance to what we do. Often people look at traditional medicine and this manuscript of ours as something which is left behind, and therefore nobody wants to pay particular interest in it, or indeed it is only for a group of people that will benefit from it. The moment you're able to link this to the general sustainable development goal, the 17th sustainable development goal, you're beginning to see that this has relevance not only to a group of people or a country, but it has an application worldwide. And I think that's a message that needs to be translated, and I hope this particular conference will be able to do that today and the way forward beyond this. So let me once again congratulate you, and I hope you will take this into consideration as you move forward, and I hope you will continue with this research, and the university will definitely provide support wherever it can, so that this research will be noted or recognized at a global level, inshallah. On that note, on Lafaz Bismillahirrahmanirrahim, I would like to officiate this conference, and we dua for the blessing of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that this will go well and also will bring barakah to everybody in the context of rahmatan lil alamin. Wabillahi taufiq wa hidayah. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi ta'ala wabarakatuh, and thank you.
Waalaikumsalam.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you, Tan Sri Zulkifli. Let us now watch a short video on ICOM 2020. We will now continue with the book launching ceremony. It has now been a tradition in ICOM that we launch few books during the ICOM ceremony. So in the previous ICOM 2018, 2 books were launched, namely the Al-Tib, Healing Tradition in Islamic Medical Manuscripts, and also Rumah Ubat di Pulau Penyengat. For this ICOM 2020, inshallah, there will be 1 book that will be launched. So for this particular book launching session, I would like to ask and request all participants to switch on your camera in order to get ready for an online photography session, which I'll inform you when we will be conducting this online. So just please, could you please get ready with switching on your cameras, and then we will notify you. Now, allow me to read the synopsis and the details of the book. So the book title is Manuscript Perubatan Melayu, Warisan Kebitaraan Melayu. The publisher is Akademi Jawi Malaysia, or AJ And the author is Associate Professor Dr. Muhammad Effendi Muhammad Shafri. He is also the advisor of ICOM, as well as the flagship leader of Health Information and Knowledge from Malay Medical Manuscript, HIKAM, which has been mentioned by Prof. Tan Sri Zulkifli. So the synopsis of this book. This book presents research findings of more than 5 authors based on the study of medical Malay manuscripts presented during ICOM 2018. Malay medical manuscripts are the treasure from the Malay civilization, which were written in various places and times. They are not being widely used as research material. So in this book, these manuscripts become a reference and debate to evaluate its history, potential, and relevance to the current world of science and how to display it in a creative and contemporary form. This book is suitable for general reading, students, and researchers at all levels. So to commemorate the book launch, inshallah, a copy of the book entitled Manuscript Perubatan Melayu will be presented to our Honorable Rector by a representative from the book publisher, Akademi Jawi Malaysia. So together with Tan Sri Rector in Gombak, so we now are in Kuantan. So in Gombak are the Board of Directors of Akademi Jawi Malaysia, where this includes Haji Muhammad Shukri Rosli, the Chairman of Akademi Jawi, the Encik Muhammad Fazil Saidon, as well as Puan Nurziati Muhammad Rosman. So they are together with Tan Sri Rector. Now I would like to cordially invite Haji Muhammad Shukri Rosli from Akademi Jawi Malaysia to hand over the book to our Honorable Professor Emeritus Tan Sri Datuk Zulkifli Abdul Razak to commemorate the book launch. Okay, now we would like to have a photo session. So please, as I mentioned earlier, please, all the participants, could you please switch on your camera? Okay. Let me check with the technical team who will be taking the shot. Dr. Roslyn?
Not many.
Can I have a few more so that we can get all the cameras switched on? Maybe another 6. Okay. All right. So the first photo session will take for just the, we'll pin the Tan Sri Rector's Gombak. Okay. Now we will capture the whole, everyone together with the participants. Please smile. I'll count to 3. 1, 2, 3, smile. There's someone sharing the screen. Please, it says here, Nimo Saada. Could you please switch, stop sharing? Somebody has accidentally pressed share screen. Okay, thank you. I think that would be okay. Technical team for the photo session. Done? All right. Okay, I think that's okay for the photo session. Thank you. May this become one of the memories of ICOM, inshallah. One of the first the ICOM conducted online, inshallah. Oh, this one. Okay. So maybe we'll allow the Gombak to take a few more pictures. So I believe there's a token also from Tan Sri Rector to Haji Shukri. We'll take a picture of this one also. Okay, thank you. So thank you to Haji Muhammad Shukri for handing over the copy of the book. Thank you once again to Tan Sri Zulkifli for officiating ICOM 2020 as well as the book launch. Alhamdulillah, with this officiating ceremony begins ICOM 2020, and we will now proceed to the first keynote presentation, inshallah. Okay. For the first keynote presentation, allow me to introduce the speaker. So the first keynote presenter is Dr. Goh Chen Soon. She is the Director of Traditional and Complementary Medicine from the Ministry of Health, Malaysia. Dr. Goh Chen Soon began her career in Malaysia as an allopathic doctor in Hospital Queen Elizabeth, Kota Kinabalu, Sabah, in 1993. Prior to her transfer to the Medical Legal Unit, Practice Division and Traditional Medicine and Complementary Medicine Division. She and her team had implemented the Traditional and Complementary Medicine Act 2016, Act 775, and developed the Traditional and Complementary Medicine Blueprint 2018 to 2027, specifically under the scope of healthcare. She was one of the committee members in the Medical Research and Ethics Committee, MREC, council member in the Council of Traditional and Complementary Medicine, Ministry of Health, and a consultant in Traditional and Complementary Medicine to the World Health Organization, WHO. And recently, she was also involved in the policy making and administrative support to hospitals to fight against COVID-19. We are pleased today to host Dr. Goh Chen Soon in ICOM 2020, who will be delivering a presentation to us on the topic of regulatory challenges in uplifting traditional Malay medicine in Malaysia. So I'd like to cordially invite Dr. Goh Chen Soon for this first keynote presentation. Please welcome Dr. Goh.
Can you hear me? Hello?
Yes, can hear.
Yeah, can hear. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, so where's the slide? Okay, can you see my slide?
Yes, now.
Now can see the slide? Clear?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. So, Professor Emeritus Tan Sri Dato' Zulkifli Abdul Razak, IIUM Rectors, and then distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, a very good morning to all of you. So, I have a pleasure to share with you on the regulatory challenges in uplifting TMM in Malaysia. TMM is Traditional Malay Medicines. So before starting my presentations, I would like to tender a word of thanks to the organizer, Dr. Indan Azura, and the team for your kind invitations. So this is the outline of my presentations. I will touch on the overview of the traditional and complementary medicines in Malaysia, Tncm, then followed by issue and challenges, and I will end my presentation by future plans. So, in fact, what is Tncm? The practice of Tncm is a form of health-related practice designed to prevent, treat, manage ailment, or illnesses or preserve the mental and physical well-being of an individual. Include the traditional Malay medicine, traditional Chinese medicine, traditional Indian medicines, homeopathy, complementary Islamic medical practice, but exclude the medical and tender practices used by a medical or tender practitioners respectively. So what is the demands of the Tncm in Malaysia? Based on the 2015 National Health Morbidity Survey, so it reported 29.25% of the Malaysian populations had used Tncm with consultation in their lifetime, and 21.51% has used Tncm with consultation between the past 12 months. Ladies and gentlemen, so I have highlighted the terms with consultation. It showed that without consultation, there are so many people in Malaysia consume herbs. So bear in mind, it doesn't mean only 30% of Malaysians using herbal medicines. So what is the main objective for them to use the Tncm in Malaysia? Mainly to maintain their wellness and the health. So what is the traditional Malay medicines? Malay medicines can be defined as a cultural system based on belief, knowledge, and practice related to the concept of well-being of life in the community as a whole. Those basically it concerns sickness and indisposition. Like any other form of medicine, Malay medical practice covers three main aspects, namely curing, healthcare, and prevention of diseases. Generally, treatment within the concerns of Malay medical practice consists of three usual methods of physical treatment, namely massaging, urut, or lumut, or cupping, or bekam. Malay medicinal treatment usually uses herbs, tonic concoctions, etc., while spiritual treatment involves prayer, charm, incantations. Like in many other cultures, talismans and the ornaments are worn by the Malays not only for the purpose of curing the disease, but also as means of protection against the evil spirits and hence against diseases believed to be inflicted by those spirits, and also as a measure against recurrence. So, ladies and gentlemen, I think before going into the details of the Tncm, I would like to walk you through the milestone on the development of Tncm in the public sector. The governance of Tncm begins with the registrations of the traditional medicines product by the National Pharmaceutical Control Bureau, okay, now known as a National Pharmaceutical Regulatory Agency. So this registration of the product was started in 1992. Then, in a post-cabinet sitting, a decision was made to establish an organizational structure to look into the Tncm in Malaysia. So what is this organization structure? It's known to be a Tncm unit under the Family Health Development Divisions. So with the encouragement of the World Health Organizations, Tncm was, begin with the develop with national policy. This was drafted in the year 2000 and launched in 2001. So ultimately, in the year 2004, Tncm divisions was established under the Research Technical Support Program, replaced the Tncm unit. So from unit, it became a divisions. So, and then in the years of 2007, the first Tncm unit was established in the Hospital Kepala Patas Penang. So from that time onwards, Tncm has been incorporated into our mainstream healthcare system. Subsequently, in the year 2009, so branch office also has established as the state health departments. So far, there are six of the Tncm branch office as the Penang, Perak, Johor, Sabah, Sarawak, and Terengganu. So we also need to establish more branches to enable the registrations coming soon. So in the years of 2012, TNCM service has expanded into a primary healthcare level. It started in the health clinic in Johor, Masai Health Clinic in Johor, subsequently Menanti Health Clinic in Kelantan in 2014. So these two are the pilot project. So it is very successful, and now it has been extended nationwide. So, and at the same time, in the years of 2013, a strategy of TNCM in primary healthcare was launched. So, ladies and gentlemen, in the year of 2016, it marked a very important events for TNCM. TNCM incorporated into the 11 Malaysia Plan as a potential new source of economic growth. And in the same year, so TNCM Act was gazetted and enforced. So in the year of 2017, so the first TNCM Council meeting was held on the 16th January 2017. And subsequently, because need to look into the developments of the TNCM and as well as to ensure a long-term sustainability, so that TNCM blueprint has been drafted. Okay, so it launched in 2018. Then subsequently, we also have extend the service into the peripheral, which I have mentioned earlier. And we also have a traditional postnatal service transformations plan. Okay, so in the years of 2018. So last but not the least, this year, 2020, I think none of us will be able to forget the year 2020 because of COVID. But in TNCM divisions and Ministry of Health Malaysia, we also cannot forget this is a date that is a very important year for us, because TNCM divisions was designated as a WHO collaborating center for traditional, complementary and integrative medicines. Is it clear? My voice is still clear to you? Hello?
Yes, clear.
Okay. Thank you. So if not clear, and then if any problem, please let me know. So now come to the governance of the TNCM industry. As I have mentioned earlier, the regulations of TNCM was begin with the product. So it doesn't mean that we don't need to regulate the practice. So let us look into the TNCM industry governance, mainly focus on practice, practitioner, product, education, training, and research. For your information, apart from the educations and training, all these three components, all these three components, research, practice, practitioner, and product, are under Ministry of Health. Educations and training under Ministry of Education and Ministry of Human Resources. I will let you know the detail later. So for the traditional, to implement traditional and complementary medicines policy. So we need a support from the national plan as well as national policy, and as well as all the strategy plans in Malaysia. So the national policy of TNCM implementations and development also being supported by international level, WHO Global Report and WHO Traditional Medicine Strategy. So now let us come to the practice and practitioner regulations. The governance of TNCM practitioner have shifted from the self-regulation to statutory regulations the moment TNCM Act 2016 was implemented in the year 2016. So initially during self-regulation state, so the practitioner are regulated, so-called guided, not regulated by policy, guideline, directive, and SOP. And then with the Act available, they need to follow what is there inside the act. So otherwise, they will be commit an offense. An act, in fact, this Tncm Act, or known as Act 775, is an act to provide for the establishment of the Tncm Council to regulate the Tncm services in Malaysia and to provide for methods connected therewith. So now, Tncm Act is many of 11 parts and 63 sections. So, as I have mentioned earlier, the importance of the Act is to establish a council. So, to give us power to establish a council. So, the council is a legal statutory, body. The Tncm Council was established, and the first meeting was conducted on the 16th January 2017, chaired by Yang Berbahagia Datuk Dr. Nur Hisham, Director General of Health. For your information, the chairpersons of the council is our Director General of Health, and it composed of 21 members, which is appointed by Minister under recommendations of Director General of Health. So, following the gazettements of the Act 775, there are two orders also being gazetted. One of them is the Traditional and Complementary Medicines Recognized Practice Area Order 2017 and Traditional and Complementary Medicine Designations of Practitioner Body Order 2020. Ladies and gentlemen, what is recognized practice area? Recognized practice area is the practice area which recognized by minister under the Act 775 Section 1020. And how about designations of practitioner body? So it's also been designated by Minister of Health. Means that a practitioner body of a recognized practice area is designated by minister, by minister under the Section 42. So in the Act 775. So I hope this is clear to you all. So this has been clearly defined in our Act. So what are the recognized practice area? The recognized practice area meaning traditional Malay medicine, Chinese medicine, Indian medicine, homeopathy, cryopathic, osteopathic, and Islamic medical practice. It doesn't mean that the recognized practice area got only these 7 practice area. Subsequently, there will be more practice area will be recognized, provided they provide us these evidence-based documentations. So these 6 are the designated practitioner body at this moment. So I would like to highlight few sections of the Act, which is very, very important for the practitioners to know about this, as well as for the student who wish to practice Tncm in the near futures and or proceed their study in Tncm. So a person intend to practice Tncm in any recognized practice area shall apply to the Tncm Council to register and shall comply with any qualifications as specified by the Council for that recognized practice area. And a practitioner may be registered in one or more recognized practice areas if he satisfied the eligibility requirement, which I have mentioned earlier. There are 7 recognized practice areas at this moment. It doesn't mean that it will stop there. It will have more. So a practitioner, as long as you are qualified in 2 or 3 practice areas, you can practice 2 or 3, okay? A person who is not a registered practitioner shall not direct or indirectly practice Tncm services. So this is also important. So whoever has committed an offense, then they will be fined with 30,000 or imprisonment with a term of less than 2 or both. Okay, so this is for first offense. Subsequently, the fine will be 50,000 ringgit and imprisonment 3 years or less or both. So now implications of the Tncm Act. So first, to provide the guideline for the establishment of Tncm Council, which I have mentioned to you earlier. Second, require individuals who wish to practice in any field of the recognized TNCM practice to be registered with the council, okay? And then outline the duty and responsibility that a registered practitioner must follow. Fourth, establish disciplinary jurisdictions of the TNCM council against registered practitioner. So provide guidelines to protect the rights of patients who receive the TNCM services. Provide guidelines for the establishment of a TNCM practitioner bodies to assist the TNCM council in carrying out its function. Provide guidelines for appointing authorized officer and carrying out the enforcement activity. So now, after sharing, I would say that the regulations of TNCM practice and practitioners, I would like to come to the TNCM product regulations. In fact, TNCM division is looked into the regulations of the practitioner and their practices. So in fact, I have mentioned earlier to you, the product was under the jurisdictions of the National Pharmaceutical Regulatory Agency, okay, still under Ministry of Health. Okay, so TNCM products are also subject to criteria for regulation, surveillance, pharmacovigilance, licensing, and adverse drug reaction reporting that are similar to those for established for conventional pharmaceutical product. Drug Control Authority responsible for pharmaceutical regulatory control in Malaysia. The MPRA as the DCA Secretariat is the agency that develop and implement the regulation concerning the quality, safety, and efficacy of the drug. In fact, at this moment, TNCMs are mainly looked into the quality and safety of TNCM product. So as I mentioned earlier, during the milestone development, the registrations was begins in 1992. So according to the Control of Drug and Cosmetic Regulation 1984, all TNCM product needs to be registered with the exceptions of herbal medicines that are traditional preparations containing plant, animal parts, or mineral substance, or a mixture of these substances of natural origin that is produced only through drying without any treatment or processing involved. Extemporaneous preparations that are prepared and given directly to the patients by any TNCM practitioner during the course of treatment are also exempted. 1 and 2 are important. So many of you will curious how to regulate all these herbal medicines. Those are extemporaneous preparation, doesn't need regulations, doesn't need registrations at this moment. Okay, now let us turn to the service. Integrations of TNCM services into the national healthcare system. As I highlighted earlier, initially TNCM was incorporated or introduced into our mainstream healthcare system in the years of 2007. So, and followed by extensions of the TNCM services into the primary healthcare. It doesn't mean that primary healthcare does not have TNCM earlier, but I mean that TNCM service which is more standardized and follow and more hygienic and follow the SOP. So now integration of TNCM service into the MOH hospital at this moment, altogether about 15 hospitals provide TNCM service. So there are 14 unit in 14th MOH hospital, except the Sungai Buloh hospital. The TNCM's components has been incorporated into the rehabilitation department. Okay, so one-month therapies. What are the type of the TNCM services in MOH hospital? There are herbal therapy as adjunct treatment for cancer patient, traditional massage, Shirodara, acupuncture, warm-up therapy at Sungai Buloh Hospital only. and external plastic therapy. For your information, Shirodara and external plastic therapy is only available in 2 hospitals. They are Potison Hospital and Hospital Rehab Shiraz. Okay, and herbal therapy is only available in 4 Ministry of Health hospital. First is the National Institute of Health in Putrajaya, and as well as Penang, this Hospital Kepala Patas, and Johor HSI, Hospital Sultan Ismail, as well as in Sabah, okay, one of the hospital in Sabah, Queen Iri in Sabah Kota Kinabalu, okay. Then come to the guideline on the Tncm practice. It is Tncm Division's Ministry of Health has developed guideline on Tncm practices since the year 2009. Because we introduced the service into the MOH hospital, is mainly to ensure the Tncm services are provided at the highest safety and quality. Tncm practice guidelines have been developed to guide the provision of service by Tncm practitioner, okay, who practice in the MOH hospital. So, ladies and gentlemen, initially postnatal service was provided in the MOH hospital, but in the year 2018, there is a traditional postnatal service transformations plan, and the service was transformed to the primary healthcare level, so that TPS means that traditional postnatal service will be delivered at client house at time, date, and price agreed by both client and practitioner. So that, and then this, what is the role of Ministry of Health as a gatekeeper to ensure safe and quality of service delivery to the client? So as I mentioned earlier, this service, Tncm service in the primary healthcare started with a pilot project in Johor and Kelantan, subsequently expand, become a transformations plan. So the transformations plan has been conducted in 2 phases. Phase 1 is in May 2019. 7 state of health department involved. So there are altogether together 74 health clinic, all add together become 74 health clinic and 15 rural clinic in the phase 1. And then in the phase 2, it was conducted in December 2019 after so 8 state of the health department. So these are 14 health clinic altogether. So status update until October 2020. So now let us turn to the training and educations of Tncm in Malaysia. Tncm in Malaysia could be educations could be of 2 pathway, academic pathway and skill pathway. Academic pathway must be get approval from the Malaysian Qualification Agency, Ministry of Education, Malaysia. Whereas for the skill pathway is known to be a national occupational skill standard, is developed by the Department of Skill Development. Now, let us look at the academic pathway. Academic pathway, in fact, inside we have developed a program standard for Tncm in the year 2010. So it includes several programs, okay? So include Malay medicine, Indian medicine, and Chinese medicine, as well as homeopathy. So these are developed by the stakeholder together with the MQA. So it's under the control of Malaysian Qualification Agency Act 2007. With the implementations of the Tncm Act, there was the Tncm Council. Under the Tncm Council, we have established a joint technical committee. Okay, so but this committee, in fact, is based on the provisions of the Act 679. It's not the 775 Act. This is mainly to evaluate the Tncm academic program for the purpose of accreditations. Okay, this is very, very important. Okay, so and then coming to the skills sector. Skills sector mainly get their certifications through 3 methods. There are accredited center or recognitions of the prior achievement or industry-related training. So what is the role of Tncm here? Tncm office as a panel or member in the development of Tncm-related norms based on the invitations of the Skill Development Department. Okay. Program standard for Tncm for the higher educations, which I have mentioned earlier to you in the program standard. There are bachelor program and diploma program. These are the bachelor program, and then these are the diploma program which has been developed so far. Now, these are the highest education institute that offer academic Tncm program. So you can see that at this moment, Space College would like to offer the diploma traditional Malay medicines next year in March. Okay, so recently they just obtained their provisional accreditations approval from MQA and also have obtained the approval from Ministry of Higher Education to enable them to offer the program. So in March next year. So these are the norms being developed, okay, by the stakeholder together with the skill development department. So for Malay medicine, wind cupping therapy, massage therapy, and then postnatal care. So for Islamic medical practice, got Ruya therapy level 3 and 4 and level 5. And then for Indian medicine, Panchakarma, Ayurvedic therapy, and Twenology level 3, these 2. Okay, so and it is very clear that there is a 9 training center, accredited training center for massage therapy at level 3. And then 1 each for the mama care postnatal, as well as at level 4 and level 5. And 1 for Panchakarma Ayurvedic therapies. So now let us turn to the research on the Tncm before we look into the challenges of Tncm. Okay, Tncm is moving towards evidence and value-based practice. Tncm conduct periodic quality assessment and patient satisfaction survey. So Tncm division has collaborated with the following lead agency for research: Malaysia's Health Technology Assessment Session, and the National Institute of Health, Ministry of Agriculture, Forest Research Institute Malaysia, and the Institute of Medical Research, as well as Department of Islamic Development Malaysia, University of Pahang, Malaysia. So that division, Tncm division also work with university in conducting the research. So I would like to share with you on the field research project. The first research project related to the traditional Malay medicine is a qualitative study on the Urut Melayu, the traditional Malay massage, which was published in the year 2010. Then the conclusions of this study is Urut Melayu is a unique form of massage with the vast difference in the way it is performed from one practitioner to another. This study reviewed that similarity to exist and there is potential to develop a standard framework for Urut Melayu for regulations and training purposes. Several studies of Urut Melayu for post-stroke patients has been also performed, and then Urut Melayu has potential as a complementary therapy for post-stroke patients. So, and a Cochrane review also have conducted. So then it is important that a Cochrane review has shown a clearer overall picture of the effectiveness and possible adverse effect of massage for stroke survivor to inform practice, direct future research and enable evidence-informed recommendations regarding the role of massage therapy as part of universal health coverage. Then, as I have mentioned earlier, Tncm divisions has collaborated with the Malaysian Health Technology Assessments sector to look into the technical review, okay, of cupping, deep tissue massage as a complementary therapy for musculoskeletal pain, as well as a postnatal care in restoring women's physical and mental health. So, the most recent two studies which performed by Tncm divisions related to the postnatal care. Traditional Malay, one of these is a cross-sectional exploratory study of Malaysian traditional medicines practice in Kelantan. This study found that traditional postnatal care practice in Kelantan has some possible benefit. And also, we also look into the patient satisfaction survey on traditional postnatal care service at primary care setting in Kelantan as well. It showed that 100% of postnatal mothers are satisfied with the service given. So it showed that postnatal services are good and then are welcomed by the community. So, ladies and gentlemen, now I would like to bring you to the challenges of Tncm as Tncm in Malaysia. So I would like to focus mainly on the challenges in integrating of TMM in national healthcare system as well as the educations. Of course, I also will share with you others regarding the premise and practices. So first, evidence-based medicines. As you're almost everyone of us aware that Tncm is trying to move towards evidence-based. So at present, there is lack of research data for Tncm, especially traditional Malay medicine. This practice mainly rely on the inherited knowledge from the predecessor. Lack of financial support for research on Tncm also contribute to the above. So the second challenges is mainly of lack of mechanism to regulate the clinical competence. No specific guideline to define the minimum benchmark of acceptable standard of competence. As at present, yearly audit for all Tncm unit is in place. This audit helped to ensure all hired Tncm practitioners comply with the set criteria based on the Malaysian Society for Quality in Health Hospital Accreditation Program. Mechanism to ensure clinical competence such as CPT system for the registered medical practitioner will need to be developed in the future. So these are the challenges in trying to integrate TMM into the mainstream healthcare system. How about the, and then another challenges is in the medical record. So currently, Tncm practitioners are not allowed to access the patient's medical record. Referral letter by registered medical practitioner containing patient history is the only official record accessible by Tncm practitioner. Tncm practitioners are not allowed to write in the medical record. Currently, there is a separate folder for all patients receiving treatment in Tncm unit. Integrations of medical record will be considered after the commencement of the registrations of the Tncm practitioner under Tncm Council. And they also facing the challenges of one-way communications only. Tncm practitioner can refer patients to RMP. RMP refer patients to the head of the unit, but not to the practitioner. So two-way communication system is try to be established. Okay. Now let us come to the educations. So we have realized that challenges of incorporating of TMM into our mainstream healthcare system. And now let us come to the education, challenges in education system. So first, lack of educations and training for TMM provider. limited number of qualified training center for North, limited number of the higher education premises offering the TMM academic program. Then lack of qualified TMM academic staff. A particular academic program will need qualified academic staff at the same level, one level higher. For example, only those with bachelor degree qualification can teach in diploma and bachelor program. At present, we are still lacking in this aspect. Most of the TMM practitioners do not have formal educations for TMM. They have learned from their ancestor and their master. So now, as I mentioned earlier, after looking into the challenges of incorporating TMM into our mainstream healthcare as well as the educations program, and now let us look into the premise. What are the challenges? This private premise, because most of the TMM conducted by the TMM practitioner in the TMM treatment center and a home-based setting. The Private Healthcare Facility and Services Act 1998 does not cover TNCM premiums. Even inside our Act, Act 775 has stated, Act 586 shall not apply to the practice of TNCM medicine, including the use of any premises, building and facility for such medical practice. So it is very clear that the premise is not being regulated at this moment. So now the second, we looked into the equipment. So at present, as stated in the sections 33, Medical Act, so subject to regulations made under the Para 36, the using by any person in the practice of medicine or surgery of a sphygmomanometer, stethoscope, hypodermic syringe, or other instrument used by persons qualified to practice medicine or surgery according to modern scientific methods shall be deemed to be the using of instrument calculated to induce a person to believe that he is qualified to practice medicine or surgery according to modern scientific methods. So this is show that TNCM practitioner cannot use the modern medicine examinations equipment. Come to the registrations of the TNCM product, we also face the challenge. Ladies and gentlemen, practice and product cannot be separated. Okay, if we got a doctor but we don't have a medicines, patient might not, the disease cannot be cured as well. So for the traditional and complementary medicine, the same thing also will occur. For the traditional medicines, how you say that the traditional medicine level of claim, only low level of claim will be accepted. Other indication with the same level of claim may be considered if supported with traditional use. At present, medicinal claim based on TNCM philosophy are not allowed. As what do you mean by this TNCM philosophy? Like for example, Chinese medicines, they based on yin and yang. Okay, so like Indian medicine, they based on 5 elements. Malay medicine also based on 5 elements. So this is because like initially the regulations of the TNCM product is based on the pharmaceutical regulations. Okay, so such restrictions may lead to the inaccurate descriptions and indications of TNCM product, which may then affect the product safety and efficacy. Lack of understanding and prejudice. It is important for medical health professionals to work together with TNCM practitioners by respecting each other's belief and training and working as a team. So now I would like to end my presentation with few slides on our future plan. As one of the important plan is to implement the Act fully. So at this moment, the Act already been implemented since the year 2018, but we just at the phase 1. So we hope to complete the phase 2 and phase 3. The phase 2 of the Act implementations is the registrations of the TNCM practitioners. Hopefully, we can start by next year. So phase 3 is the fully enforced of the Act. So the second plan for us is to implement our national Tncm blueprint, which I've highlighted during the milestone development that time. So in order to look into the Tncm development in a bigger picture, to ensure a long-term sustainability and ensure the implementations of our policy. So a blueprint on 2018 to 2027 has been developed. This blueprint is to facilitate the regulation, integrations, and development of Tncm industry so that to contribute optimally to the national healthcare economy and social cultural growth and enable Malaysia healthcare move into the universal health coverage. So that this is our part 1 blueprint. This is the part 2 blueprint. Part 1 blueprint already launched on the 13th March 2018, so that a part 2 blueprint also has been completed. The plan is to develop the regulatory framework and guidelines for the private Tncm healthcare facility and services in Malaysia. As mentioned, one of the challenges, the Tncm premises at this moment is not being regulated. So that we wish to have a guideline as well as followed by a regulatory framework, so that to facilitate the regulations of the Tncm premises. So we have drafted the guideline, have yet to look into the regulatory framework. Third, and development of the Tncm formulary. So as I say that this is one of the steps we would like to move forward regarding to the product. So first, we need to develop the concept paper in the year 2019, and then followed by a committee appointment, establish guidelines for listing and delisting of Tncm medications and development of Tncm formulary, and endorsement by the highest management next year. So in fact, current status is we have developed the framework and also has obtained approved by Director General on the concept paper. So hopefully we can move towards endorsement by higher management next year. So public-private partnership model, this have been achieved recently. A pilot project conducted by the NGO at MOH Health Clinic. So we have signed a MOA on the 28th November, the most recent only. So the objective is to develop a public-private partnership model for the integrations of Tncm service at the primary healthcare level. Then to implement the proposed PPP model using the collaborations between MHHO and Jinjiang Health Clinic. MHHO is the NGO, and to evaluate the proposed PPP model. So this is the signings ceremony between MOH and the NGO. It was witnessed by our Deputy Director General, Dr. Chong. Okay, so now come to the short-term elective training in the MOH hospital with Tncm service. Tncm division had developed a guideline on implementation of Tncm elective training for student training in MOH hospital as a reference for MOH and Ministry of Higher Education that offer Tncm program. This is just a short-term training. So objective is mainly to provide opportunity for student trainee to undergo Tncm elective training at MOH hospital to produce a safety and quality of Tncm practitioner, and to ensure the implementation of elective training does not affect the Tncm services provided to patients, and the existing regulation are complied by the Ministry of Higher Education in Ministry of Health Hospital. So as I mentioned earlier, we have the challenge of communicating with the modern medical doctor, registered medical practitioners. So initially at this moment, we got only one-way communications. So the most recently how you say that, we have established a two-way communications mechanism. So between the RMP and TNCM practitioner in MOH hospital, once the registrations has been initiated, official registrations of TNCM practitioner, I means that under the council, then we can look into the record keeping as well as a sharing of record. Now, come to the training revisions of TNCM program standards. I have mentioned to you that it was developed in 2009 and launched in 2010. The TNCM Council, in collaborations with the Malaysian Qualification Agency, is conducting a review of the TNCM program standards. So the TNCM Council will be responsible for organizing the SME group discussion for each recognized practice area under the Act. Okay, discussion will be held on selected components of the program standard TNCM according to the specific requirement of each practice area. New program standards are developed for osteopathy bachelor program, SIDA medicine bachelor program, and Malay medicine diploma program for TMM, which I have mentioned to you. The Space College, we're going to have the intake in March, is this diploma program. The revised program standard is expected to be published next year. So how about the others? We also involved in the National Strategy Plan for Cancer Control Program. We also involved in Plainfield Hospital Program, and then educational enforcement activity. And then we also have a continuous surveillance and investigations of complaint, and also continue professional educations. So I think that's all is my presentation. Thank you very much for your kind attention. Hello?
Thank you very much, Dr. Goh, for the enlightening presentation. We now have time, about 20 minutes, for a Q&A session. At the moment, we have gathered about 10 questions, so hopefully we can try to, Dr. Goh can try to answer all of the questions. So allow me to read maybe 3 questions first, and then you might be able to answer, and then I'll continue with the following questions. So the first one, Dr. Goh, what about the practices of unrecognized DOLA services? So does practitioner need to be qualified from a certified institution recognized by the Malaysia accreditation body? So that's the first question. The second one is, does a spa that provides Malay urut need to register with TCM, Ministry of Health? Second one. So the third one is, do we need proper clinical trial for herbal before it can be allowed to be used at government hospitals? So this is the first 3 questions.
Okay, thank you. Can you hear me? Yes. The first question is about DOLA. DOLA is how you say that this is not under the jurisdictions of the Traditional and Complementary Medicines Act, Act 775. I say that this is under the, how you say that, another ministry. So so that's why I would not be able to comment much. Okay, and then come to the spa. Malay ulut, is it they need to register or not? For as just now I've highlighted, as long as they practice a recognized practice area, Malay ulut, Urutan Melayu is one of the recognized practice area. If it practice in the spa for the therapeutic purpose, yes, they need to register with the TNCM Council once the official registrations be initiated. Okay, so as for clinical trial, yes, all the herbal medicine before being used in our hospital, Ministry of Health hospital, they need to be undergo clinical trial.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Goh. Another 3 more questions. So maybe I'll take 4 questions because the 3 are related. So the first question is, are there any education module to increase awareness among consumers towards the quality and safety use of traditional medicine? So that's the first one. So the second question is, how does researchers like academicians contribute to the Tncm Council? Okay, that's the second one. The third question, what does the KKM's division of TCM need from academicians to implement or in the implementation of the Act 775 blueprint on TCM 2018 and the development of TCM? And the final question is, in doing our research based on TCM, how are we as academicians affected by ACT or the Act 775? So that's the 4 questions.
Regarding the consumer, okay, I'm very happy to hear that you all have shown the interest to find out, is there any guide for the consumer to look into the safety aspect of the Tncm product and practice. So for your information, in fact, Tncm divisions, we have developed a so-called a consumer guideline on the safe use of the Tncm practice. See, this guideline is available on our website, okay, Tncm website, as well as come to the product aspect. I think MPRA, they also have their guideline as well as some of the news, how you say, the brochure or their booklets to guide the practitioners and as well as the public, what is the safe use of the product. And then you can check whether the product is registered with the MPRA or not. MPRA is a National Pharmaceutical Regulatory Agency under a pharmacy, that's right. So that there is a MAL number. So if there is a registered MAL number, then the product is a registered product. So, and come to a practice, which I highlighted, you are able to go to our website to look at the consumer education guideline. And then coming to the researcher contribute to the council. Thank you very much to show interest would like to contribute to the council. In fact, how we say that we have inside the council, we got academicians as well. So they also try to perform the research. But the problem is, especially the clinical research, we facing the challenges of going through the ethics committee. So it's not easy to go through the ethics committee in order for research to be conducted in Tncm. So contributions of the researcher or academicians is very, very important in the development of Tncm. So that, like for example, academicians, how you say that the program development, standard program development work together with MQA. We also invite the academicians to involve in drafting the standards. We cannot draft the standard. We are just policy maker, but we can provide the opinion or view from the policy aspect. But come to the academic aspect, we still need the academicians to contribute, okay, to share their knowledge and experience in drafting this program. So this is one thing. Second thing, come to the criteria, all those things like the standard qualifications, like we want to benchmark the qualifications of other countries or WHO. So we also need the input from academicians. Academician also is the teacher, am I right? The lecturer. They are the correct persons to convey the message to the student, okay, to the next generation, younger generations, to enable them to understand what is the correct practice of the Tncm. So academicians plays a very, very important role. And come to the researcher. Researcher also, they can involve in doing research. Like for example, which I have mentioned in my presentations, Tncm divisions, we work together with the researcher in the university to conduct research. So whoever have the interest, either academicians or researcher who have the interest to work together with Tncm, you can approach us. All of you are welcome. We would like to do more research to develop Tncm, to enable Tncm to move into evidence-based pathway. Okay, so come into the blueprint. As I mentioned in the blueprint, these blueprints look into how you say to facilitate the regulation, to facilitate education's economic development. So academicians is able to help us to implement the blueprint, like for example, which I mentioned earlier, help us to look into the program standard, help us to do the research. We can work together. Okay, there are few research projects inside the blueprint. In fact, we would like to work together with the academicians. Please approach us, whoever have the interest. Okay, thank you. Hopefully I have answered all the questions because I combined 2 or 3 questions. 2 or 3 of them are quite similar. Thank you.
Yes, Dr. Goh, thank you. Okay, there's about 4 more questions. So first is, you did mention during this your talk about extemporaneous preparations. So can you further enlighten us with regards to that particular preparation?
Can you repeat the question again?
You mentioned extemporaneous preparation.
Oh, okay.
Can you further highlight or clarify? Okay, the second question. If a product is based on a formulation found in a Malay medical manuscript, how could this help in registration of that particular product? So third question, with regards to traditional massage, has it been applied at any Ministry of Health hospital for rehabilitation? And the final question is, homeopathy is recognized in one of practice areas. Why is it not offered as Tncm services at MOH and Tncm hospitals? So back to you, Dr. Goh.
Okay, thank you. So for extemporaneous preparations, honestly, this is under the product sessions. So hopefully I can give you a how you say satisfied answer. Extemporaneous preparations, in fact, is like you went to the sensi shop. They just prepare the raw herb. They mix together, okay? All this mixture which prepare at that moment after, how you say, the client come in front of them, or the practitioners prepare in front of the client for that particular client at that moment only. They prepare all these raw herbs and put inside a packet. Then the client will bring back home to prepare the concoctions. So these are called as extemporaneous preparations. I hope it is clear to you. Means that prepare after seeing the patients, after finish the consultations, then the practitioner or the how you say that, the dispenser, they prepare the herbal medicines. So it's many raw herbs. They put all the raw herbs together, put inside one packet, and then for the patients to go back to boil themselves. Okay, formulations in Malay manuscript. Yeah, it's very good. Whoever have read the Malay manuscript and then have found out some formulations, in fact, as long as you can provide a sufficient evidence, all the documentations, you can show, go to the MPRA, show it to them, then this can be used as a traditional use product. Okay, traditional use, because there is so-called low cream and high cream. Just now in my presentation, during my presentation, I have mentioned about low cream. I hope you realize the term low cream. So the low cream means traditional use. Okay, did not really claim that I can control the blood pressure or can treat the patients with schizophrenia, all this problem. Okay, so it's just a low cream and provided with sufficient of the documentations in the Malay manuscript. Then you can get this product registered. So come to the traditional massage in the traditional Malay massage in the MOH hospital. Yes, we work together with the rehabilitation department. We work together with orthopedic department to provide rehabilitation service to the patients by using the urutan Melayu. Homeopathy, yes, homeopathy is a practice area, undeniable, but the problem at this moment, due to the resources constraint, we are only able to offer the traditional medicines, limited traditional medicines in the MOH hospital. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Goh. Another question. The clinical trial for herbal, if it were to conduct all phases 1, 2, and 3, it should be able to claim as herbal or natural products for therapeutic claim, right? And means no longer as traditional level. Or maybe we need Dr. Goh to help us how to differentiate between to claim a herbal versus a traditional. So that's the first question. The second one, does traditional practices who provide all these concoction legally bound to side effects, which probably results from the treatment itself? So back to you, Dr. Goh.
So come to the clinical trial, just to share with you all, how you say that Tncm divisions, with the help of WHO consultant, we are in the midst of looking into a research pathway for the Tncm. This research pathway include the practice and herbal medicines, herbal preparations. So as I have mentioned earlier, one of the challenge of the research, one of the challenges in doing research in Tncm is, in fact, we don't have a methodological pathway for Tncm. So we hopefully we can, how we say, create a pathway so that Tncm can move into the research pathway easily, and then make this thing possible. So as I mentioned that once I have undergo clinical trial, it will become a so-called come to the product aspect. Okay, it will become a registered scientific product. So then this product, how you if it is a natural product, it will not be a scientific product. So those who undergo a scientific clinical trial one means that there will be a scientific herbal product. So as some of the products have been registered in Malaysia, 1 or 2 have undergone scientific, okay, so that which is available. So like example, like for example, Tongkat Ali, in fact, at this moment, they are in the phase 3, if I'm not mistaken. So that's this info was shared to me with by my colleague. So that's hopefully it can complete the clinical trial, phase 2, sorry, it undergo phase 2. So that hopefully it can complete to the whole clinical trial. So traditional product, which I have mentioned earlier, like based on the Malay manuscript, okay, it did not have a so-called high claim. It got only low claim for wellness, for health maintenance, all these things, they known to be a traditional medicines. So concoctions is a side effect. Concoctions, which I have mentioned earlier. At this moment, that is the reason we want to have a Tncm Act 775. So once official registration is there, okay, the practitioner will be bound to the Act 775. So what they need to be responsible for their treatment of the patients. Okay, treatments also include preparations of all these extemporaneous preparations, and then of course we also work with the pharmacy. We also work with the laboratory colleague, so that if there is any side effect being reported, okay, and then there is a complaint, investigations will be conducted. If the practitioner found to be, how we say that, malpractice or did not incompetent, then the Tncm Council will take actions on him. So this provided that our registrations been commenced, means that we started our registration already. Action will be taken on those registered Tncm practitioner. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, Dr. Goh, for the Q&A session. So we've covered all the questions, and we have another 3 minutes, and I would be pleased to allow you for maybe 2 minutes concluding remarks. Oh, sorry, we have one last question. Just came in. Okay, one last question. If the recipe in the Malay medical manuscript for a disease only states the herbal types without any measurement, is this sufficient as evidence to show to NPRA for registration as traditional medicine? So can Dr. Goh answer the question and maybe just provide a concluding remarks?
Okay, as I mentioned earlier, come to the product. This is not under Tncm divisions, but with my limited knowledge, I just would like to share. If the recipe in the Malay manuscript is mentioned about for this particular disease, you can show to the MPRA. If possible, you need to gather more information because it is very difficult for my colleague in the MPRA to make the decision without a good support. Okay, so that if only one manuscript might be a bit difficult, moreover, without any dose or anything, it's just the recipe. So this is a great challenge to MPRA as well. So, but if possible, correct more info plus this Malay manuscript. Thank you.
Okay, Dr. Goh, thank you. Would you like to have concluding remarks? Last words to us?
Thank you. Thank you very much. So that my conclude remark is, I would like to thanks to the organizer for this kind invitation to give me this opportunity and this platform to share the regulations of the Tncm here, as well as what are the challenges we are facing here. So the most important thing I would like to highlight that it is not easy to bring Tncm into the platform similar as modern medicines, but we are trying our very, very best. So we need cooperation from academicians, from students, and from the public to enable us to move into the mainstream healthcare system, move into evidence-based pathway. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Dr. Goh, for the presentation and also the Q&A. You have provided a lot of information to us, and we would be really happy if you one day you would host us. We would like to visit you, especially from the team in Kuliah of Allied Health Sciences, as also to the other members working on the Malay medical manuscript. So one day we will get back to you and visit. Inshallah.
Thank you. Thank you. You're welcome.
Thank you very much, Dr. Goh. So now that ends the first keynote presentation. So we will have a break starting from 10:30, which would be now, and then we will come back at 10:45 for the keynote presentation 2. And this following session will be only for those who have registered. So for those who have not registered and haven't done the payment, you may do so by contacting one of the registration team for the ICOM 2020 committee. So we will have a break and at the same time watch a video by one of our sponsors. Thank you very much, everyone. Thank you. So we'll see you at 10:45. Thank you.
Thank you.
Our whole life, we are told how to measure success. What it looks like, what it feels like, what it sounds like. But they never tell us that success is different from fulfillment. The dream that we often leave on the back burner always seems to be the one we can't let go of. It persists like a frozen memory, constantly reminding us of what we haven't fulfilled yet. Breathe it in, she said. It's the past meeting the present. And I can be the future. And holding it close was all I ever did. When I looked back, I wondered if I could have done things differently. Despite what I had achieved, was I being true to myself? I wasn't, and I didn't realize that until I was told to trust in my vision. What I believed in was much bigger than what I had. So how do I manage the risk? I asked. They said, passion is everything, but you need security. Then I wondered, can I really make this idea relevant in today's world to create something truly meaningful for modern society? They told me I could. Honestly, that gave me the confidence I needed. I didn't have to worry about resources because I had the best people with me. And when I lost focus of what I was doing, they reminded me of my purpose. The very same people who supported and guided me all the way. Their trust set my ideas free. All my life, I've been told how to measure success. But I never knew the joy that fulfillment could bring you. My grandmother was right. Building a community matters. Our dream matters. But so does security. And above everything else, trust. Limitless potential, boundless destinations, infinite possibilities. It is a gift I am forever grateful for.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillah.